Live from downtown Detroit, Local 4 News at 5 starts now.
We're getting our first look at the man accused of opening fire on Michigan State police troopers, and it comes as prosecutors are revealing startling new details in the case. Thanks for joining us here at 5. I'm Karen Drew, in for Devin Skillion.
I'm Kimberly Gill. Let's take a close look at the suspect and the charges. 55-year-old Andre Hardaway faces 3 counts of assault with intent to murder, 1 count of felon in possession of a firearm, and multiple felony firearm charges.
This all stems from the shooting last Friday on Outer Drive on Detroit's west side. It left 2 state troopers injured. Jacqueline Francis has been closely following this story since it first broke. Jacqueline, prosecutors were strongly opposed to bond in this case.
Karen, that's right. There's no doubt about it. And that's because prosecutors painted the defendant as being dangerous and anti-law enforcement, telling the court that previously he had an arsenal of weapons in his home along with booby traps. And they also told the court that he had made threatening comments about police online. From surrendering to police after a standoff Friday evening to appearing in court today on felony charges, Andre Hardaway is behind bars, accused of shooting 2 Michigan State police troopers. It happened Friday when police tried arresting Hardaway on a felony warrant at a home on Outer Drive near I-94.
The reason the police officers bluntly rolled heavy, they came with an armored team, was because in a previous search warrant that was executed at a previous residence that defendant lived at in Rival Village, they found booby traps in the house. They found a veritable arsenal, which gave rise to his felon in possession, felony firearm charges, for which he was being arrested on the 10th.
The prosecutor said the officers made their presence known.
He ran into a bedroom, grabbed a .40 caliber pistol, and began shooting at the officers in a confined hallway.
2 troopers were hit multiple times, sent to the hospital, expected to be okay. Hardaway was also hit, his attorney claiming law enforcement fired first and that the weapons weren't his.
Our contention is that Mr. Hardaway was fired upon, and he fired in retaliation.
The prosecutor refuted those claims, while also telling the court of Hardaway's YouTube channel with anti-law enforcement postings.
He apparently once said that when dealing with the police, you need to be prepared to use deadly force if necessary.
Bond is set at $850,000. If posted, Hardaway will be ordered to home confinement with a GPS tether. Reporting live in Detroit, Jacqueline Francis, Local 4.
Okay, Jacqueline, thank you. Well, after hundreds of thousands of customers spent days, even more than a week for some, without power over the past month, it was time to face the music for DTE and Consumers Energy today.
A very big day. Executives heard from frustrated legislators who wondered how to prevent these kinds of serious outages and the fallout for them in the future. Local 4's Rob Maloney was in Lansing today for the hearing.
Electric utilities are different than most other businesses in that they are beholden to the Michigan Public Service Commission. They can't raise rates or change a whole lot without permission from the state. And in many ways, that's the real nub of this problem. DTE President and Chief Operating Officer Trevor Lawrence sat in the hottest seat in the state today.
I am very sorry for the outages that we had. We represent the hardship that it caused on our customers. This is not the experience that we would want for anybody.
Offering an apology to customers and legislators for what transpired over the past month, he made it clear the last storm we experienced was the worst his company's ever seen. And what's more, that $35 bill credit that many view as inadequate is really just a penalty imposed on DTE by the MPSC.
We will work closely with the Public Service Commission and others as we evaluate credits, but I can't emphasize enough the answer to this is to invest in the system.
Legislators asked question after question about DTE having made $1 billion last year, putting shareholders ahead of customers, not investing enough in infrastructure, and making the grid stronger and smarter. And yet Lauer repeatedly said,
there is no amount of engineering that I can put on an electrical system that's going to keep our electrical system from failing with 3/4 of an inch of ice. But we must do better with the wicked weather that we have coming at us.
MPSC Commissioner Catherine Paratek said for all of that, change is immediately needed.
We didn't get into this situation overnight, and it's not acceptable. The utilities need to get better at anticipating and responding to the situations that arise.
But because of prior storms, the MPSC is already in the process of forcing electric utilities to be quicker with their power restoration. And instead of just a $35 credit on your bill, they're talking about now giving $35 a day for each customer. That should be coming out in the next week or so. In Lansing, Rod Maloney, Local 4.
All right, Rod. And by the way, the MPSC is going to be holding town hall style hearings across the state in the next week for those impacted by the power outages. The Dearborn meeting is scheduled for Monday at 5:30 at the Fortson High School auditorium. Hundreds gather in Lansing to talk about gun safety and the new legislation being discussed to prevent future gun violence in the state.
Former Congresswoman and shooting survivor Gabby Giffords led the call to action at the state capitol today. And as our Megan Woods explains, the road to change won't be easy.
Emotions are high here at the state's capitol as both sides of this argument are here making sure their voices are heard.
Change doesn't happen overnight. I can't do it alone. Join me. Let's move ahead together.
Gabby Giffords is not only a former Congresswoman, but mass shooting survivor. So many others like her from MSU and Oxford spoke. In the crowd were teachers like James Aaron.
Forget about state testing, forget about all that stuff. If you can't keep the kids and the teachers safe, nothing else matters.
But he's also a MSU parent. And like many others, he's fed up.
Oxford Strong doesn't mean anything. Spartan Strong doesn't mean anything. Columbine Strong didn't mean anything. We got to do something, and I'm so glad that there are people here who want to do something.
People like Governor Gretchen Whitmer.
We do not have to live like this, and we will not live like this anymore.
She spoke about how Michigan lawmakers are working to make that happen.
Now, there are 3 immediate priorities we are focused on. Universal background checks, safe storage, and extreme risk protection orders.
But there are some who think that's not the answer, and people allowed to legally carry at a school to defend against a shooter is a better solution.
We need to harden schools. We need to do things that are actually going to protect them. The laws that they're trying to pass will do nothing to protect them. We already have background checks. We already register our guns.
We spoke to another rally goer who says there's not just one solution, there's also the mental health aspect. But again, this rally was specific to supporting that legislation, historic legislation that's going through the legislature right now. Reporting live, I'm Megan Woods, Local 4.
Appreciate your report, Megan. Thank you.
The most significant legal battle over abortion since Roe versus Wade played out in a federal court in Texas today. An anti-abortion group is suing over the drug mifepristone, one of the most commonly used methods of abortion. The group claims the FDA did not properly evaluate the safety of the drug when it approved it back in 2000. The FDA says the lawsuit is unsupported by evidence. A conservative Trump-appointed judge is set to decide whether access to the drug should be blocked.
We're asking the court to do what is right, to follow and ask the FDA to follow the law by taking these dangerous drugs off the marketplace.
Doctors will tell you it is more safe than Tylenol.
The judge did not issue a ruling, but is promising one as soon as possible.
All right, let's turn our attention now to the weather, and it is crystal clear as we take a live look outside from our Metro Airport sky cam.
Yeah, we've not many clouds.
Yeah, we really had a nice break over the past few days here. Temperatures are going up too, so that's great.
Were you able to get outside any?
A little bit. Not as much as I'd like to.
I know.
You know, especially coming in to work here at 3.
No, it was nice. That's for sure. Brandon,
work gets in the way.
Work gets in the way.
Sometimes you got to do the job.
Right, but you know, 10, 20 minutes out in the sunshine, free vitamin D. Every little bit counts. You will feel it in your spirit and soul, and certainly temperatures responding. I mean, lower 30s were as good as it gets yesterday. Today we're middle 40s. There is a little bit of a breeze, so if you're out for a little evening walk, we still have 2.5 hours of daylight left. We will see these upper 30s to near 40. Wind chills, and still in the middle 40s through 6 p.m. By 8 p.m. we're about 40 degrees, just slowly dropping off, so we're not in for a super chilly night tonight. What's next? How about a shot at 50 degrees tomorrow? We're tracking rain for St. Patrick's Day Friday and maybe a little weekend snow. If you're heading out the door now and you need it now, we've got you covered. Your Forewarn weather app is 1,000% free, has everything you need moving forward right there.
All right, thank you, Brandon. Much more to come on your Wednesday.
Here's Pamela Osborne.
Hey, Detroiters, does your neighborhood need a community garden, a park, or maybe even a playground? If so, you'll want to hear details about the city's grant program that can help turn your vision into a reality.
All right, Pam, and we thought our storms have been bad. New tonight, we're going to take you to the place that just got 3 feet of snow in just a matter of hours. Sean.
Tonight, we're asking the tough questions about how a disabled senior could starve to death in a group home where she needed constant care. People are horrified.
How could that happen? Because, group homes have staff.
Tonight, what we're learning about the group home and why it was not licensed with the state.